Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's morning and I'm sitting in our porch. So this video is going to be continuation of the tour that I started in the previous video. I showed you my plants that are on the deck, mostly echeverias and cacti. And today I'm going to show you succulents that I have on porch. Anna from France and a few other people asked how I transition plants outside. And I wanted to tell you that I did use shade cloth this year. In the past, I have burned some plants and I didn't want to risk it. So I'm going to show you how I attached it. To be honest, I still haven't completely organized plants on the porch, so you're going to see that there's a lot of plants on the table. But yeah, I think you still can see well what I have here. I have some propagations as well, so let's take a look. So this is our porch, back of the house. I'm sorry for the barking. We have somebody going down the street. So you see these two downspouts that I have on both sides? I attach the shade cloth to the top of the downspout on one side and the other side, completely covering this whole opening. And then on one of the steps, I had a piece of wood 2x4 that was holding the shade cloth in place. I had this a little under 2 weeks, because the wind always blows so hard here, guys, that it actually detached the shade cloth 2 times, once from this corner and then from the other corner here. And I just decided hopefully they have adjusted. We also have a lot of cloudy days here in Michigan, so I thought it's gonna be okay. And to be honest, I really didn't have any problems with plants this year, so with burning, so that's a good sign. So here up front on this little table, I have sedums. This is my Sedum organianum that I successfully winterized this year. In the past, I have always struggled with this plant. So what did I do differently? I kept it in terracotta pot. I watered it very, very little. And I kept it on a cooler temperatures by the window facing east. And it was a little bit dehydrated when I took it out, but it plumped up and it's growing and looks really good. So this is the one that was at the conservatory during the winter time, and I mean, it hasn't changed a lot. It grew just a little bit, so maybe I need to move this one to a terracotta pot as well. This one here was very unhappy last year in a conservatory. Got a lot of mealybugs, and then it stretched a little bit, so I trimmed it down, and it's growing beautifully new branches, guys. I'm very happy. These are some of the cuttings that are rooting. I think it's looking really good. This is my Sedum clavatum. I have a video where I was trimming this one, so I actually have a propagation here that's rooting. And then I have one kalanchoe plant. This is my panda kalanchoe plant that was in the master bedroom. I have a little rock here that's really cute. Alright, well then here on the table, here is my Euphorbia monodanium richie. It was completely green during the winter time, and since I got it outside, fortunately it didn't burn, but it got a lot of deep red color, as you can see, and also has been blooming. I'm planning to separate some pieces that have rooted, like this one here and this one here, and sell them because I think it's pretty full. This is my string of buttons. The propagations and the video that I made about it you can watch, but they are, I think, almost all rooted, so they're doing good. Then here is my pot with pink moonstones. They were way more pink when I got them outside. They spent winter in conservatory, and a month ago they were deeper pink. Now, because of the strong heat and sunlight, they got a little bit paler. This is my propagation pot of my other string of buttons hybrid, and those are rooted. I think this one has been really struggling with the heat and sun that it's getting here facing south, so Might need to move it. This is my large string of buttons ivory towers. Then look at this, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with this. This guy came back from brink of death. This was a propagation. I actually chopped off, beheaded one, and these 3 heads grew from there. And this here is a little pup growing. But I'm just so happy. This one had white mold, and I really thought it's not gonna make it. This one I find very fussy. It's called Echeverias rusbii. I haven't figured out this plant. Like, I don't know when it needs more water, when it's dry. I have a hard time. I either kill it by overwatering or keeping it too dry. This is the best it has been looking for me, actually. So I'll have to watch it. These are my propagations of Crassulas brevifolia that I think are still rooting. It's very hot outside, so they're not too happy. This is my baby's necklace. This year, as I said, I'm trying to get everybody outside. I have a few trays that are inside, but I'm trying to get everybody out. This is my Crassulas rupestris, some more of Crassulas rupestris. You see how it's dehydrated. Then I have some pink granite here. Such a beautiful succulent. I love the colors in this one. This one spent winter in the conservatory. I have trimmed it down a little bit. It had some long branches, so it's now growing new rosettes on those branches. Like this one here has like 4 little rosettes growing. So that's very exciting. Here on the left, I have this poor, neglected, and in the same time beautiful rubies necklace that I got from Amanda. It was smaller when I got it, but I neglected it. I honestly haven't watered this one very well. Lost a ton of leaves, so now it's kind of having some new growth coming up here and coming up on the bottom. And I am planning to do propagation and just cut it and start a new pot. So that's the plan with this one. Then I have here Afterglow. This echeveria I have found to be very fussy, gets me mealybugs a lot, and I had to chop the tops because how they were distorted. So now it's growing new rosettes on both places. So we'll see how it's gonna look. This plant here, Cuban oregano, is the same one as this one. This one has grown so much. I actually just gave a few branches to somebody. And then I have my Euphorbia bioensis here that used to be under lights. This burn, I think it's from last year. I'm not sure. But that's the only burn that I have noticed on plants. Then I have some Aloes. I'm actually seriously considering not collecting many aloes, just few, and maybe selling some of these, like this one here and these. We will see. I will definitely keep this one. I think it's adorable. I really love this one. I like this one as well. So I don't know yet. Then here I have some propagation of a cactus, opuntia. 2 of those echeverias that I got from White's early spring. I think I made a video about it. And then here on the ground I have Vera Higgins that actually was quite red. And just a few days ago we had a storm and it was a lot of rain. And it was on the rain all the way down the steps, and it changed the color after that. I think it was a little bit more cloudy and it was soaked with water, so I moved it here not to be exposed to water as much. This is some kind of, I don't know, sedum variety. Then I have 2 agaves here. My macrocenta, really beautiful. Always struggling stapelias. This is Stapelia orbea variegata. I lost like 2/3 of this plant. I think it finally, we have conquered the mealybugs. and it's covering. This is my Decora Propagations. I moved it from the deck here. Da Vinci Code, I think it's called, and then Dunce Cap, or I forgot how is this called. This is actually a hardy succulent. Sedum, another agave, and then let's go to the other side. Here is my beautiful blue agave. I had a huge one over the years that I sold last year, and then when we were working at the conservatory, we had to pull some because it was just too many of them, and this one had chopped off roots. So this one is actually just cutting. So I'm trying to root it and not throw it away. It does have some damages on the leaves, but it's okay. I will keep it and try to establish it in this nice pot. This is my variegated agave. I just put it in this IKEA pot that I really didn't like. I kind of regretted buying it, but I think it kind of looks nice now with this agave. Another agave that I have for years now that I bought from Guest Farms. This one here, I don't know, it hasn't been looking good. So we'll see what happens with it. I had to chop it off. And then in this section, I mostly have Euphorbias actually, with a few Crassulas top. Crassulas springtime has been always struggling in summertime. So the top shelf, I have this Euphorbia. I think it's called Greenway. Then one thing that I wanted to share with you guys, tip for Euphorbias. In the last video, somebody criticized me and said, well, not criticized me, just made a comment. It's dangerous to say don't propagate in summertime. I didn't mean don't propagate any plants. I was talking about Crassulas and echeverias. When it's really, really hot, don't touch Crassulas. That's not a good time to propagate them. They're dormant in summertime. Echeverias are not dormant in summertime, but they don't like high heat either. Euphorbias, on the other side, love heat and good to drink. So summertime is a good time to propagate your Euphorbias. And I'm going to show you, I have a lot of propagations. Another thing that I noticed, they get so thirsty. And during the winter time, when I had them under lights, they were very, very thirsty. And I had some of them in terracotta pots, and I actually put them back in the plastic pots because they keep water, moisture better. Because I think my soil mixture and combination with terracotta pots that really breed and dry up faster were not good for some of the Euphorbias that like to be well hydrated. So yeah, this one was very, very dry under lights. Now it's finally back to normal, plumped up. Lost some leaves on Stellata because it was so dry. And this is, I think, some kind of maybe pseudoglobosa, medusa, or I forgot the name. This one here, I think, is the same as this one that I got. Bigger one, but I'm not 100% sure. Here is my Trigona, going back. Tanzanian zipper plant. This one rooted successfully. I took cuttings. I think some of these babies are not completely rooted yet. Yeah, so I'm still waiting for some of these to root. An oplat, this is the new addition. I found this on eBay. I really like the look of this specimen, so I got it. It has actually one more branch here. Yeah. And it came like this, with discoloration. I don't know why it has this discoloration. I also bought this one on eBay. It's a bit more rare. It's called Opuntioides Euphorbia because it kind of reminds to puntias, like flat leaves. Really cool. You have seen some of these before. They are, I think, enjoying outside. Oh, look at this one, guys. Look at how red it is. Since it's got outside, it's so red. And it has been blooming. That's variegated Monodanium Ritchie. And then I have some purchases from Aloes. that you have seen if you watch my channel. And yeah, a lot of propagation. So I'm going to show you. I'm rooting this one right now, but these are almost all rooted. This one has really nice root system. These are all going to be on for sale. Bioensis, Aeruginosa. I have some corn cob. Anyway, I hear my dogs hitting the door, so I'm going to have to go now. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.